Hi, this is Samantha Burke from the Circular Economy Living Lab in Lake Macquarie. We're here today at Eco Services to shine a spotlight on the circular economy businesses in Lake Macquarie and Hunter region. Come with us and I'll show you more about it. And here today we are with Reese Bennett, the General Manager for Eco Services Australia in Cardiff. Reese, thank you for letting us see your site.
Thanks, Sam. It's a pleasure to host you.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you've been doing a bit of an experiment outside before we begin our journey. Can you tell us more about your experiment behind us?
Yeah, so here we've actually got a real life trial. So part of our sort of what we do is supplying products for outdoor use. But here we've got an iron bark and a grey gum slab that we've had out here since 10th of September last year, which is actually Josh's birthday inside, and hopefully we'll get to meet later. But yeah, we're doing a real life trial. So basically checking colour fastness and material performance here. So at the moment, they're still really holding up, which we'd expect. We've had this testing done in an accelerated format as well, where we had these exposed to UV light for over 2,000 hours as well.
Fantastic. Thank you. Let's find out more. So Reese, can you explain what Eco Services does?
Sure. So we are an Australian owned and operated manufacturing business who take recycled glass and turn it into eco surfaces. Those products or our surfaces can be used for kitchen benchtop applications, splashbacks, outdoor barbecue areas. Commercially, they can be used in bars as serving at tables. Yeah, the sky's the limit for us. But those are some of the applications that we can use our products in. As I said, based in Cardiff, New South Wales, in the Lake Macquarie region. We're still only 20 minutes from the beach here too, which is nice. But yeah, very proud local Aussie manufacturers that also using these recycled products really contribute to that circular economy. And it's probably the biggest part of our business and that takes the most passion is being circular.
And what do you think has driven that passion to be a circular business? Is it the locality to the ocean? Is it the people that you're getting in for employing? What do you think it is?
But first and foremost, it comes down to our business owners. So our original, one of our founder, John Rakic, he did all the, I guess, had all the thoughts and the process behind it all and what he wanted to do, had the dream. And then he got some support with some guys, Wayne Manners and Shane Graham, who are really big sort of, they want to give back to the community. They've lived some, been in some big roles throughout Australia and they want to give back to the community. And this is one way they want to do that. So I get to live there. John's dream and
Reese, tell me more about your recycled content that you have in your bench tops.
Sure. So as we were sort of discussing outside, we use recycled glass in our bench tops. Some of that glass comes from up from Victoria. That glass that comes up from Victoria is actual recycled windscreens or automotive windscreens. And we've also got quite a local supplier to us as well at Wyong on the Central Coast, who we get recycled glass bottles. And that stuff comes from the yellow liquid bins from Osram up to Raymond Terrace, I believe.
Yeah.
Goes to a plant in Summersby, and all those sort of resources are separated. It's the aluminiums, plastics, papers, and glass. That glass then goes to a washing plant. It gets double washed, put in a big, lovely white bag, and shipped up to us so we can turn it into some bench top.
You have a museum in your office, which is all the tried and tested modules. So please tell me a bit more about that.
Yeah, sure. Yes, we do have a bit of a museum, which it's pretty cool. I do like to walk in here every day and sort of see the history of what we've sort of where we've come from and where we're sort of going to. But it also gives us a good understanding of our capability, and that's something that's really important to me because it's allowing us to sort of look to the future of the business and how we can keep recycling the products and turn them into the new materials. So this piece here, I actually found in a bag
Have a look.
But Sam so kindly borrowed and hasn't returned.
Sorry.
And this one here sort of inspired me to do something further with our bench tops once they have an end of life in like a home. So those sorts of things that sort of 10 to 20-year life cycle that most bench tops will have in their home. Before people start ripping them out and updating them, we're actually using this to think of ways how to repurpose those bench tops into new materials again. So that one's on the hush at the moment because we're still developing it, but it's definitely going to happen.
Fantastic. Awesome. And how long have you been trialing and testing these bench tops for?
Yeah, so we moved in here in July 2023. There was about a sort of 6-month period where we were putting the plant together. Part of that time was also sort of figuring out how we're going to do these trials and implement these trials up here, which we created a little lab to do it in and then scaled up eventually. But yeah, since July 2023, essentially we've been planning and putting into place how we're going to do these trials. So these trials, in terms of performance of the mix and what we do, stopped in probably February 2024. Yeah, so there's a lot of time spent on it.
Make sure that they're very good products, isn't that right?
Yeah, well, it's Australian made, so it's got to be, right?
Okay, comes the time now that we've all been waiting for a site tour to Eco Services. Let's go, Reese. Oh. So Reese is going to tell us step to step on how your products are made into bench tops. Reese, where are we at the first step?
Yeah, sure. So here at our raw materials area of the workspace, or the workshop. So those raw materials that we spoke about inside that ship up from Victoria and the Central Coast come in by a truck, which we unload and get into the site here. You see these big 1-ton bulk bags. So from here they get stored and then they make their way to the glass, makes its way up to the broadcast which out now. That's actually a patent pending process. We're waiting for that to sort of come through, but from there, which I can sort of give you a little demo how it works. From there, that dries and then passed into a steel mold, which is filled with our fighting one resin to actually get manufactured just up the road from us. Just being calibrated, coming out of the calibrator. What it'll do, it'll sort of come to a point shortly, and Josh, our machine operator, will actually stop it and do some QA checks on it to make sure the lines are right. So as I said before, we get this within 200 millimeter accuracy from east to west and north to south. So it's super flat slabs. And what that means, I guess, in terms of the circular principles, is that we're reducing our material usage every time we pass. So if we can cut that flat with our, we know our batch accuracy is that fine, it means we're obviously not wasting any materials during the manufacturing process, or minimising.
Can you tell us what you do at Eco Services Australia?
I am the train operator and I run the calibrating advisor.
And why do you like working at Eco Services Australia?
Really good environment.
And I think it's safer for you as well with the no silica issue
Yeah.
as well. So Cody, how long have you been at Eco Services Australia for?
I think I've been at Eco Services for about 7 months.
Fantastic. And how does it feel that you're making a completely Australian-made product with Australian-made recycled content?
Oh, it's amazing just to have that Australian seal on your product. It's the best thing. That's what you want. So, as we were sort of talking before, Sam, we're now going to send a product for one of our bench tops through the polisher. Cody's one of our other polisher operators, and we probably spent more time on this than most people. Understands the ins and outs of it, what it actually takes to finish the product that's going to be suitable for Australian homes, commercial applications, outdoor applications. The polishing is a big part in that end result that I guess brings us sexy back to recycled products. So, Cody, the polisher, do you want to tell us a little bit about it? Yeah, no worries. So the polisher is our final part of our process, and that's to cut down the top layer and show and expose that beautiful top that everyone's looking for.
So Kale, how does it feel that you're creating these products in Cardiff, New South Wales?
It feels good to work locally and also be part of the Australian community. Really help with the stuff, but to be so locally based is easily.
Yeah. So did you know much about recycled content and circular economy before you started this role?
Yeah, I did a fair bit of research on my own and through as well. But I never really pitched myself to be full hands-on in the community itself so early on, but I am glad I am.
Fantastic. And what did you study at university?
So I'm still studying.
Okay.
So that's hopefully going to help me around here and hopefully help this place as well if I stay here and be part of this community.
And so does mechanical engineering deal with circular economy and sustainability?
Yeah, so there's a few courses on the circular economy and well, but you can branch off to actually be specified in that area. But it's quite hard.
I see. And how long have you worked at Eco Services for?
I believe it'll be a year and 3 months, 4 months coming up. So
And so far so good.
so far so good. Yeah.